Myself, Nanda. I'll just start with the presentation, but I would like to make this a very interactive session as much as possible. Basically, what I'm going to talk about today is about 8.5x. What are the new things you can do it with the 8.5? What are the advantages which we can take it? Just start with about ourselves. Like we are Covion, we are Oracle Gold partners. We have a global presence, offices in UK, US, and in India. We are like around 60 odd people primarily focused on Oracle and PeopleSoft, but recently we moved on to Fusion as well, Fusion trainings, and we ourselves are using Telio for our internal purpose. And we are UK Oracle user group members as well as group members in All India Oracle user group as well. And myself, I'm founder and director of Covion Consulting. I have around 10 years of IT experience, primarily into product consulting, showing what are the good things you can do with the people's of product, client relation, managing the clients, and application development. Basically, I'm from a global payroll background, so I know the global payroll absence management worked on various country extensions as well. Certified guide to for HCM and Fusion sales and pre-sales activities. And this is my professional thing. And at fun time, I just play for a club called as Fairlands Cricket Club, and just finished this year. It was a very good year for us. And let's talk about the 8.5x enhancement. There are various number of enhancement which came with 8.5 tools. 8.5x means all the way from 8.50 to 8.54 there was a major change in 8.5 where they introduced about related content, few architectural changes introducing sort of BPEL execution languages which are down and core underneath which runs for the uh, which runs your PeopleSoft application, but the fancy stuff is all about uh, PeopleSoft accessibility integration, portal technologies, what the user will actually see on the portal screens. And there are also enhancements related to reporting analytics and lifecycle management. We talked a lot about PeopleSoft Update Manager, pump, and how the Oracle support is being changed. So these are the major things which came with 8.5x. But in today's session, we are primarily going to talk about PeopleSoft Portal Technology, one particular piece which I helped, which was implemented at one of our customer site, and PeopleSoft accessibility and how you can use the latest features related to accessing the PeopleSoft application, how to make it more user friendly, sort of thing. We'll just have a quick audience poll, just sort of doing like since the three are there, I'd like to understand like how many are you using 8.5x tools, which might be from 8.50 to 8.54. Uh, like how many are there? Like five two. How about you? Five, three. Five two. Yeah. So I thought like I'll just ask these things as well. Who are the other customers who are not in 8.53? So there might be few customers who can't sell the business value of 8.5x to the business as well as internal team. So just sort of having a quick one, but it seems like almost everyone in this room are in 8.5x. So it's good to go ahead. So the first thing which what we are going to talk about is peoples of related content. And what it means is peoples of related content is actually a framework wherein which you can have all the details in a one screen or all the related details. Let's say you're working for Bupa and you would like to come to work and you want to calculate the distance between your home and your office, and with related content you can specifically do it, especially with Google Map integration and all the core technology that gets integrated via related content. Related action is again a part of the framework, wherein which, especially if you're a HR user, if you want to promote certain uh, employees based on certain criteria, then from your company directory or else from your home screen itself, you can promote those employees. The little drop down which you get from the company directories is all are driven by related content and related actions. and 8 is released from 8.50, but it has improved a lot. Version on version, it's getting improved. And it's, as I told, like it's all about accessing the related information at one place. And it's an open framework. What it means by open framework is not just PeopleSoft pages you can integrate it. There are various other pages. If you want to integrate Oracle EBIS page with PeopleSoft, you can do it, or business intelligent OBIE pages with PeopleSoft, you can do it, or else you can write your own code to bring back any iScript data or any of the other information from a third party system, not necessarily a PeopleSoft system, and bring back the data to PeopleSoft. And by doing so, you'll get a one-stop shop for doing all your daily activities. It might be HR manager trying to run through all the various payroll, HR activities, or the payroll manager running through all the payroll actions. Like if I want to calculate for a employee, they can do it from a single screen. All those sort of activities can be done as a configurable element in related content and related action. And security is again controlled by PeopleSoft. Let's say you want to give your payroll manager 10 different actions to perform, and then you want to just 3 different actions for your HR manager. On the same page, you can control it, and it's all driven by the security, which is again a delivered feature of PeopleSoft. And last but not least, there are 7 different types wherein which we can create a related content. Primarily, you can link just 2 PeopleSoft components and just have it in one page, or else you can link PeopleSoft component to a OBI component, which is an external URL, or else you can use a PeopleSoft component, and then you can write your own code programmatically determining what needs to be shown in the components. And there are various other ways as well, but these are the main things which are used. Again, we might have seen in many demos like a PS query drilling down to the next level, and then from there you can take any action. Behind the scene, it uses PeopleSoft related content framework, especially the related content activities. It works seamlessly with all the latest technology, especially like dashboards or work centers, like any dashboard, recruitment dashboard, or or a HR dashboard, whatever you're seeing, even company directories. I'll just show that in a minute. Everything uses related content. I'll just quickly flip through and then show what I mean by using related content. If I want to show a company directory, okay. Here is a great company directory wherein which you can see the little actions and the teams which you can see as a drop down. All this comes as a part of a related action, and you can see the other fancy bits about having other employees details and all. And then you can actually click on any of the link and then go to the component, and it's all driven by your uh, okay. Whatever activities you are seeing, it's all driven by the related content actions. Uh, Even PeopleSoft itself, in all the new releases after 9.0, they use related actions and content to deliver the new feature. So it's a configurable feature, which I'll just show that in a minute as well, saying that how quickly we can integrate it. I'd like to show certain configuration about how you can manage a related content. Since it's part of a portal technology, you can actually see into people tools, portal related content, and manage related content. Uh, so you can see various actions where the related content has been defined and where exactly it's being consumed as well. So this is pretty standard ones. If I want to look for a recruitment applicant, and then you can configure it, and it's easy. And in the latest release, they also give like pivot grids. So the drilling actions, whatever you can take it from a pivot grid, you can just take it from there. And also you can use it with integration, PeopleSoft Interaction Hub and Global SES, all the SES facelets, and you can, whatever the action you can take it, it's all behind the scene, it uses related content. So these are a few areas which you can use it. And just give you an example of where we have used the related content as well. For one of our leading staffing customer side, we used related content, and the main business driver was they use a third party system for showing the images of a timesheet, and the users will key the timesheet data into PeopleSoft systems. So they built their own PeopleSoft time entry component where they can key in the information. On the side they have a image which shows like, okay, this person's timesheet is there and it has been approved by so and so user. So it's all about the manual timesheet integration, and there were certain browser dependency and they had a huge performance issue. And that's when I spoke to them and saying that we can slightly fine tune it. And then we used the pain area by using a related content instead of hard coding or bringing back the images the old traditional way. We used a related content wherein which you can use a URL directly from a third party system which can reference the timesheet image, and then you can key in those timesheet images. And there were minor customization which was done on people code so that you can actually display a PDF image. Related content, it just as I told, like you can also use PeopleSoft coding, which is a people code to display the any of the URLs, but there are slight tweaks required if you want to fit an image in a particular screen size. So that's what actually we did it. Other than that, if by default everything works fine. And by doing this, what are the customer gains? So the documents which they were able to retrieve from a third party system all the way to PeopleSoft in 2 seconds. Uh, Earlier, it used to take 20 seconds, and especially in the peak hours, like they have their own payroll day on Wednesday where they need to pay their employees by Friday. Uh, so it needs to be keyed on Wednesday morning. So at that time, there used to be almost every week we used to get a complaint saying that the system is slow from the user. After this, it's almost a year since we deployed this, and we haven't heard a single complaint from the user saying that the screen is slow. But sometimes we get the whole application is slow, which is a totally different way of BAU issues. Um, and in terms of gains, like 20 seconds to 2 seconds might not look great, but if you compare like 3,000 timesheets being entered by the end users, it is a huge gain, and it gives the business confidence as well. And we improved it further by caching the URL data or the people's of PDF data back into the PeopleSoft system. So now it comes within a second. It's just a improvement which we did. I'll not be able to show the entire configuration because of a few confidential reasons, but I can just show you what we have done it. So if you see here, this is your PeopleSoft area, and this uses, can you see a thin line which separates your actual PeopleSoft screen and the PDF image? So that's what as a related content is all about. You get very thin lines or seamless integration in which you can configure it, you can get more information from the third-party systems or within PeopleSoft itself. As I told, like company directory also uses PeopleSoft related actions, which again you can never see any issues with that, and it goes as a seamless integration. Um, okay. Do you have any questions before I move on to the next one? Okay. Okay. How about you, John? Okay. Any questions, Mark? Yeah, cheers. Thank you. And the next thing what I'm going to talk about is all about new trends which are coming up, which is SMAC, which is Social Mobile Analytics and Cloud. So how many of you in this room are you having the organization vision to have a SMAC in your strategy of applications? I would like to understand. Do you have your applications to be social, mobile analytics and cloud? Not other- Yeah. Okay. Okay. Mm. Okay. Yeah. That was my next one. If it comes free, of course, yeah, I would love to take it, sort of thing. Mm. Exactly. Yes, it's I, I mean, at least at a high level. For this purpose of this session, we are just going to talk about the high level things. Are you having those sort of things? So it's a bit of yes and no. Social, yes, but on analytics, it's maybe sort of thing. How about yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yes, it is slower. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for that, Mark. And the third one was like I'm happy with the on-premise or browser-enabled application. There is a good reason for me to ask about social, mobile analytics, and cloud. The only way all these are integrated is all this has a common feature is it sends a data to a third party system or outside PeopleSoft, or it consumes a data to PeopleSoft, or there is an interaction between your PeopleSoft system and the third party system, or the data from your network goes outside, or you're consuming the data from outside to within the PeopleSoft. So especially in the social and mobile things, the very important factor which is driving today's uh, all the integration points is how much you can compress your data so you can send it to a third party system which the third party can understand. At the same time, you can also consume the data from a third party system which your system can understand. So it's all about reducing the volume of bits and bytes which you send it to the third party and consume from the third party system. PeopleSoft 8.53 is one of the has bought one of the new features which is called as JSON, uh, um, which is a lightweight data interchanging format, which is an alternate to XML. We use like traditionally years back, it used to be like flat files which used to go to the third party system, and then from there you get the data from the uh, third party, or you get receive the data from the third party system. It used to be flat files, and down the line it came XML, where in which you have a spontaneous response from your local browser to your system, or else your servers, or from a third party system to your servers. So that's when XML came years ago. But the new or the latest trend is JSON, JavaScript. JavaScript object notation. What it means is it's a lightweight information where both the systems can understand the same language instead of. I mean, recently, if you have seen, like all the Twitter URLs will be very short. The reason is the short URLs, your browser can understand, your mobile can understand, at the same time, your systems can also understand. Nowadays, the market is all towards how minimal data you can transfer in and out of the system, wherein both the systems can talk to each other happily. So JSON is one of the good uh, platform wherein which you can use it. And oops, it says human and machine readable format. I don't know how human can read a machine readable format. I don't know. Yes, I know the answer as well. Because it's very simple, especially like if there is a very simple way of saying like your operator ID is PS, employee ID is XYZ, and your email ID is ABC, then which is easy for the system or human to read it, in the sense like you can use your normal notepad to read it, or else you can use your normal browser to read it. So it's all in the very simplified format where all the systems can understand the language, and you can use a very commonly available tools to read the information. If I want to um, edit a XML, you can't do it with your notepad. You need a special tools, especially with the tags which goes on, how many layers it goes on. You need special tools. But with this sort of JSON integration, you can use any tool, any available tools. As I told, like this one is just taken from a notepad, and this one you can also use it REST-based systems, wherein which you can send and pass the message easily, transfer the data frequently, those sort of information which you can do it. So it's very lightweight when you compare to the XML, which says like there will be a XML start tag, and you have the actual message and the XML end tag, and you need a header, footer, all sorts of information for your XML to be transferred. But here it's very simple. I'll just show that in a minute as well. Sorry? 853. JSON is 853, which is uh, JSON is more about how you can represent your data, and the next is REST, which is a representative state transfer, which is a protocol similar to your HTTP. Like REST is a protocol wherein which you can send, get the information, post it. You can do all sorts of operations with the data. So JSON, to be very clear, JSON is the data model, and REST is a protocol wherein which you can use it, and it can work. It works hand in hand in the latest features 8.53 and above. REST service was introduced in 8.52, and even one of our customer uses REST based services to transfer the data from the PeopleSoft system to a system where they post the job opening details. One of the type which they use is a REST based service, in which the data volume is easy, the header and the footer information which goes along with the data is compressed. And JSON and REST, it's in combination, it works as a lightweight tool when you compare to your thick clients like SOAP XML. Even though SOAP XML is a lightweight, but nowadays it's all mobile friendly, everything. It's all driven by REST JSON. And it's mobile friendly, fluid friendly. Most of the pages, fluid pages, whatever you're seeing in the people's house sessions or even fusion sessions, it's all driven by this sort of technologies, wherein which their main focus is okay, yes, usability or usability, the fancy screen is good, but the engineers who work on it, they want to make sure that the data is transferred properly with minimal data, in the sense minimal volume, whatever you can send it. uh, and how you can build a JSON. I'll just, before going on to the JSON, how you can create in a PeopleSoft, I'll just give a quick session on. Cheers. Thanks, Mark. Before going in, cheers. Thanks, Mark. Uh, before getting into the detail, I'll just like to show uh, about how the data you can see it. Uh, just So what we have done is we have built JSON REST-based service within PeopleSoft. So with this, you can actually consume and get the data. So here, if you see it, we have built a service within PeopleSoft, which you can use it just by using a URL. If you see the old or traditional ways, especially if you're using portal technology plus your HCM plus your financials or CRM system, then everywhere you need to create a message on both sender side, receiver side. Both the sides you need to create those sort of messages, which used to be good, but it's again thick and actually it can talk to only the other financial. Let's say you want to integrate portal to HR. It can only talk to portal and HR. If you want to talk to financials, then you need to create a separate service again to talk to them, and then you need to have multiple routings. But with these things, okay. But with this sort of integration, it's pretty simplified. On the other side, you can just use the URL, which is a configurable URL. You can use it, and you just pass the parameter. You get the data, and it's easily, as I told, like it's human readable. If you want to test why the URL is not working, especially from a support perspective, it's easy. You can just ping the URL, and then you can find it out. At the same time, if you uh, want the people's system to read it, again, it uses the same JSON technologies to read it. It raises the question: is it secured? Yes, it is secured. For this demo purpose, we just made it pretty simplified, just to give one parameter. But you can add more parameters to make it even more secure. And if you want to host it to the external system, but normally your companies will have the DNS or denial of service sort of attacks, how to handle it. It can be handled via that, or else if you want to put it behind your DMZ zone, you can put that sort of URLs as well. So the external parties can get the data, but they can't hack into your system at any point of time. Uh, this is the way in which we created a quick demos service, and this is being used by one of our university in USA, in America. Like they use student admin to get the information from a third party system, which is again a PeopleSoft system, all the way to the employees or the professor's dashboard. So they call it as professor dashboard. You'll not be able to use the same data for this demo, unfortunately, for legal reasons. So we just build our own data, and then I'll just quickly show you through like how we have built it. So we built this. This is our demo system. So I'm just showing it to you. What we have done is in the manager self-service of a fluid page, uh, we built a student dashboard. So as you could see, this it's a fluid screen where all the data comes from your normal PeopleSoft system, and this comes from a totally different JSON system. So it's a seamless integration. So that sort of integrations you can do it. For this demo purpose, this points to PeopleSoft, but in our real scenario, it points to a totally different system. So in this, you can easily build a fluid screen within like 15-20 minutes, but a demo screen you can build it. But if you want to have a, again, rewrite certain logic, certain codes, if you're converting your normal PeopleSoft pages to a fluid pages. Uh, I'll just quickly show you this one. When you click on it, it takes to the student details. As of now, as I told, like this is a demo system, so that's why we have it as PeopleSoft. But there are in the real scenario, we took them directly to the student page where the professor will can do any action, especially he can enroll a student for his courses, or else he can do the course actions sort of thing, where they use a third party system for the student activities. And let me get into the detail about how we built the okay, how we are able to build the JSON and REST-based services. So uh, two things you basically need to do. First is you need to create a document set, which means if I'm showing on the screen, you can see I'm showing 3 to 4 values, like whatever I'm operator ID, employee ID, and email ID. What are the fields which I need to show it? I need to create a document template. So you can use documents. It comes under People Tools document builder. Okay, this is okay. I'm just going to show you for the document count, wherein let me just show you that. So here you're getting the details, not the details, like just the count from a third party system. If you take this 9.2 8.54 instance as your own portal instance, at the bottom, right at the bottom, you can see some numbers which is not very clearly visible in this, but it's a number which gets from the third party system. Uh, so this uses the document builder. Similarly, mm, student detail. So here also you can use it, most of the details like student ID, student name, first name, last name, and all, which is actually shown here, like student name, employee, and sorry, employee ID, student profile, academic, and GPA, and all the scores. So all this information you can build it in this document details screen. So this will be your way of like saying that how many fields you need to show it in a system, what are the details which you need to show it in the system. That's the first step. And the second step is creating a normal service operation, which is a REST based operation. Integration step, service operation. So, okay, the only major difference which you can see between your normal service operation and REST base is just it just has this REST URL. Uh, as a developer, that's a major difference. You need to make sure that you create your service operation as a REST-based service. So the URL will be created automatically, wherein which you can give all your parameters. Especially in this particular case, we just gave like employee ID as one of the parameters. So that uses it, and what data that needs to be written back, that you will write it in an app package, saying that what conditions, what sort of logic you want to do it on a on on a request handler. This is the app package name, and you just write like what exactly that needs to be done when this particular URL with a particular parameter is passed. So this eliminates your way of customizing your application on both ends. So you just need to provide a service provider, or else the, this is called as get service. So you just create the service operation for your get service, which means the system which passes the information, only in that system you create a message, and the other end you just use the URL. Yeah. File size. Because if you see like normal, yeah, we used to do that, and if the file size is more, you can't even actually read the file, and you need a special tool, special techniques to read it, and you need someone to keep on monitoring it, what is happening behind the scene to do it. With this one, it should be uh, a lot easier. And if you do you want any more information on this, or okay, yeah, so I can just go to the presentation. As you could see in the presentation, it's all about two things. These are the major components, and if you have the right knowledge, you can build certain things for your, especially if you want to show it to a business as a proof of value or what exactly you can do it. You should be able to build it in a couple of days. It's not a great thing, but once you cross the bridge, you always say like, yeah, it's an easy bridge to cross. But once you walk the bridge, it would have been difficult. Even when we started at the city college in back in US, we had lots of issues. Um, we have overcome the issues, and especially one of the session from Jim Morris. Might have heard Graham also talking about Jim Morris, and his books are primarily focused on how compressed, how much you can compress the data, how efficiently you can use the Java, which is an open source application. So few details we used it, and actually for the university we try to use externalized database as well, MongoDB, which is a non-SQL database. So all the data which hits the system via this REST JSON service will stay in the MongoDB, which can be used for your third-party analysis, which is a requirement for them. Like no, they just don't want to just show it, and they want to do certain analysis. So we stage the data as well. Everything is done with Java and 8.53. We didn't use any other external tools or special tools to use it. Just those two things. So two things, and uh, okay, I just showed you like how you can use the URL just to get the information. Similarly, you can use the REST-based services, especially if you're testing. Um, and almost all, not all, most of the common browsers like Chrome, uh, Firefox, they give those sort of extensions wherein which you can use those extensions, uh, which can be quite handy to test your application. So this is one of the application, just to see like how you can get the data and post the data. I just used uh, same URL whatever I used in a browser. I just want to show how the system can interpret the data. So I'm just sending this information. So it's a REST URL which goes to a PeopleSoft system. So if you consider this, this goes from a different system, which is my local browser, to a PeopleSoft system, and it gets the data and it can read it as well. So that's a sort of easiness you get it with REST-based services uh, and your JSON. But if you're using XML SOAP, you need special tools like especially SOAP. I've seen most of the customer using SOAP UI, Load UI uh, to do their analysis and build even the template. But this one you can just use a notepad or even a REST-based client to do that. Similarly, you can post the data to the third-party system as well. This example is for getting it. Let me just check. Okay. So posting, I just created a sample post as well. Whatever you're seeing here over here in a PeopleSoft system, I'm just trying to post it from let's say uh, so this is again a third-party system or an extension from which I'm sending the data, and it goes and updates the system. Let's see whether I can see the data here. As you could see here, the data has come through. So it eliminates all the way of your service operations and all. If you're using a normal service operation, you need to check in the message monitor, seeing that whether the message has reached the system, where the app package is processing, whether it has updated correctly and all. But with this, just the URL. So that's how powerful this JSON is. Uh, I just took a screenshot, so just in case the network goes down or something, we are not able to show it, so we can use it. Uh, the same screens, whatever I showed it in the demo, is being shown here. The new whatever data which you have entered, you can use it. And we used, as I told, like we used this REST-based services for one of our customer, staffing customer in UK, primarily to post the data from a PeopleSoft system to their websites, like their website careers page. They want to have the information which runs on a different uh, product called as Oracle UCM, which is Oracle Content Manager. They call it a Universal Content Manager nowadays. So they want to post the system, post the job information to there, so any applicant can search from there and then apply for their internal job vacancies. Earlier, they used to have the manual system, so you need to create something in PeopleSoft, and then they need to post it in three different areas. Especially, they want to go to the job boards like your Total Jobs, Monster Jobs, all those things, and they want to have it in their internal system, which is driven by SharePoint, where they can have the internal information. Same time, they want to post the job to their home careers site, which is like their website slash careers. In that also they want to post it. So we took all three into consideration, and then we created a REST-based services which used to host to Oracle UCM, which again Oracle technology which can work seamlessly with REST-based services. Other areas, SharePoint and we used Broadbean to post the jobs to normal job boards. By the way, now Broadbean has been taken over by Career Builder. So that's all about. And the reason why we are not able to do it with Broadbean and intranet SharePoint is again the limitation in the other side. PeopleSoft was able to send it, but there are certain technology limitations on the other side. And now what they do is that they have a centralized system. So from PeopleSoft, if they close a job, it removes from the all the advertisement areas. If they increase the number of openings, or if they extend the opening period, all those things are controlled within PeopleSoft. Earlier it used to be like, okay, I just did something in PeopleSoft, I need to go and do in job site 1, job site 2, job site 3, and then come back and do it in career site, and then come back and check whether it's a SharePoint thing. So that's what we did it. Unfortunately, for that customer, was an 8.52. We are not able to use JSON, but JSON, as I told, like it's again the data format. But anytime if they feel like, okay, let's switch on to JSON, it's pretty almost the same thing. Just the document builder, you need to use it to build the uh, convert the XML to a document. And we did the same thing for the university. This is the dashboard, and I can show it in the mobile as well. It's again mobile friendly. So here also you can see the count and the count over here as well. And this is the sample which I showed as a proof of concept. Primary reason we can't use the actual data from the university, so that's what we are using it here. And how you can actually read the data, it's pretty simple. You just use the URL, and there is a iteration book dot connect a request URL, wherein the URL will have the search and the values. You can use it. And I just showed whatever has been used for your the posting of the student details, the service operations, we have seen as well, and the XML which is being REST-based service which has been created. So that's all about us and what we have done. And there are lots of other features which are available, but we thought like these are the two niche areas. Especially JSON is one of the very good areas, and REST-based services. Hope it's useful for you. You can send your feedback as well. Thanks, everyone.